welcome back to my crafty space. My name is Crystal, and in today's video, I am going to walk you through the process of putting together story number 7 in my December Daily 2021 album. Story number 7 is one that I add into every single December Daily album, and that is a story of one ornament on our tree. I love to talk about the origin of our different ornaments, the reasons why they are special to us, and the stories that we can then pass down to our children and our grandchildren for the reason why these ornaments are hanging on our tree, what makes them mean so much to us. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get us jumped into the process. We'll walk through a little bit of the foundations, which really was just kind of figuring out what this page was going to be, and then putting the actual story together. Once we have that completed, we will come back here to real time. I will read my journaling for you, and then we will say goodbye. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so jumping into the foundation part of this page, there really wasn't much that I was able to put together before the day, except to figure out which pieces I wanted to use in order to make my story. And in doing so, this helped me to really gauge what type of picture I wanted to take for this specific story. So I knew going into this particular layout that I was going to use this to tell the story of an ornament on our tree. Now, when I tell the stories of our ornaments, I love featuring a really big picture of that ornament. So I thought, why couldn't I take a picture where the ornament is on the right side of like a horizontal picture, right? So it's right justified. And then maybe the background of it is some kind of tree, a Christmas tree or something that was blurred out. So the ornament is in focus and the tree behind it is out of focus. And then I could use the left side of that photo to add a collage of those really cool different shaped tags onto it. So that is what I'm going with. When I selected my ornament for this particular story, it's funny because we don't currently have a Christmas tree up in our house, but I was dropping my son off at my mom's house this particular day. So I took the ornament that I chose with me to my mom's house and asked her to tell me a little bit more about the story of this ornament because it came from her parents. And then I borrowed her tree in order to take my picture. So what I did for this one is I used my iPhone, I turned it on portrait mode, and I held the ornament out in front of me so that my phone would focus on the ornament but blurred out her Christmas tree in the background. So that's how I was able to get this photo. Then when I printed the photo itself, I'm working inside of a 6x8 album. And in order to print a double page spread that's going to go outside of a page protector, I had that cropped to 13.75 inches wide by 8.25 inches tall. So I cropped the photo at that size, and then I actually, because I wanted to print this off on 8.5 by 11 paper, I actually just cropped that picture in half. So it was the 6.875 by 8.25, and then printed the two halves of the picture so that when they are trimmed down, they become the one full picture across the entire layout. So once I have them all trimmed out, I need to go ahead and add my hole punches because once I start adding the tags into the left side of the page, I want to make sure that none of those tags are going to interfere with the hole punches for adding this into my album. Next, I'm going to grab a couple pieces of twine here to put in each of those tags. So one piece of twine per tag. I originally considered doing this red and white colored twine and then ultimately decided to go with the black and white. I just love the way that black and white and red all look together. And since a lot of those tags have red on them, I thought this would be a nice opportunity to add in some more black and bring in the color black from the tag that says stories on it. The gingham colored or red gingham heart tag is where I wanted to add my number. I had pulled out two different numbers, a Tim Holtz token and then this cardstock sticker from a couple years back. I ended up going with the cardstock sticker because I like the contrast of the white on top of the red. I feel like it's really easy to see it, and I also felt like the scale was a lot better. So I went ahead, stuck down my number 7, and now I'm going to go ahead and add twine into all of these different tags. For now, I'm leaving it nice and long until I get everything adhered down onto the page, and then I'll go ahead and trim it off and make those a little bit smaller so they're not interfering as much. Now, when I went to add my twine into the wooden tag here, and that's an older product from Colorcast Design, I didn't quite like how bulky the black and white twine was. So I took that back out and grabbed some red embroidery floss and then put that through the holes and tied it into a bow. So that one is a little bit different than the rest of the tags, but I like how it brings the color red into that tag as well. So now that all of the pieces have their twines and their ribbons all attached, next what I'm going to do is add my adhesive and stick everything down into the photo. And here's where you can see how that's going to look on top of that really blurred out section of the photo. I love how having the photo span across both of the sides makes this look really cohesive. But then I also love how the left side, which doesn't add a lot of interest in terms of the picture itself, allows me to create a home for all of these tags, the story, the embellishments, and all of that. It just made this a really, really fun layout to work with. And sometimes I like having a photo be my foundation for the rest of the page rather than building the foundation and then having the photo be on top, if that makes sense. So I went ahead, trimmed down a bunch of those twines, so now everything looks good here. We're going to stick this back into the album and call this one done. All right, friends, well, that completes my layout for today. I hope you enjoyed seeing how this one came together. If you did, I would love a thumbs up on this video down below, and be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can catch all of my future crafty videos as well. Let's go ahead and dive into the story for this layout. For this one, I've added my journaling onto 2 of the tags. One of them was after talking to my mom about the origin of this ornament, and the other one is how that ornament came to be part of our family here. So let's go ahead. First, we've got little details. Graham used to love shopping in the boutique style decor stores. Mom thinks she likely found this ornament in one such shop, perhaps in Birmingham or maybe from Frankenmuth. She loved finding the most special ornaments. This one has a beautiful, delicate foil tree in the center of the bulb. I'm sure it was this that caught her eye, just like it caught mine. After Graham passed away, Grandpa thought it would be special to pass on their Christmas decorations to the kids and grandkids. We each took turns choosing the pieces that would become ours. This ornament was one of the ones I loved and chose. So just a very simple story. When I asked my mom about this ornament, she didn't really remember much about it other than, that my grandma probably got it in some kind of boutique store because that was her thing. But it very well could have been from when they lived overseas in Germany too. We're not really sure where it came from, but my mom was under the impression that it was most likely something that she purchased when they were here, since she doesn't remember getting it when they were living in Germany. And then how that ornament came to be in our lives, which was just my grandpa passing them down to us. So a really, really special time for our entire family to, inherit some of these really special memories of theirs. All right, friends, well, that is going to be it for today. I will be back again, I believe, tomorrow with my next story in this album. So hopefully I'll see you back here then. Until then, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, friends.